The good news about collaboration is that knowledge workers, that's you, don't have any trouble collaborating. So that's the end of the conference. Well done. Have a nice journey home. Whenever anybody puts a group of knowledge workers in a hotel, workshop room, and asks them to collaborate with each other, they all do. Hardly anybody doesn't, and it's very unusual if somebody doesn't. It's normal for everybody to collaborate. So I guess what we're talking about here is collaboration in an environment that's not perfectly suited for collaboration. So an environment yesterday in the workshops, a room full of strangers were perfectly happy to collaborate with each other. It wasn't a problem at all, and the quality of the collaboration was high, and everybody was polite and helpful, and there was a group of people who were working together to achieve a mutual goal, which is another definition of collaboration. So this is one of these things that we already know how to do it. The couple of problems. One is that it's not yesterday or today, it's tomorrow when you go back to work that you may find collaboration a little bit more difficult, because the workplace is a different environment to a hotel room with a group of knowledge workers who want to be there. So the workplace has all kinds of other things going on, and it's the environment that drives behavior. So it's the room and the people. This is a room and it's full of people, and this environment will drive the behavior of most of the people. When you get back to work tomorrow in an office or in a factory or on a site, it will be that room and those people in that room that form most of the decisions on what people will do and say. And what people do and say is behavior. So when organizations, and quite a few in the last 4 or 5 years, have said, we're going to do this one with collaboration, what they mean is they want the people within the project or within the business to work together to achieve mutual goals, and that's great. Sometimes it doesn't go much past that expectation. And most very successful collaborators spend an awful lot of time deciding what collaboration means, practicing their own instruments, if you like, practicing their own kind of part of it, and then rehearsing as a group before they then perform. So an orchestra spends an awful lot of time rehearsing, and the musicians spend an awful lot of time learning their instruments before they perform. Whereas somehow in the workplace, those two aspects are not very highly kind of rated. So individual practice isn't highly rated, and rehearsal as a group isn't highly rated. So people don't normally get to the end of a meeting and say, okay, let's have a discussion about how we did with collaboration in this meeting. That would be unusual. But if people did do that, then knowing, as I do, how intelligent you all look, you wouldn't have any trouble commenting on the levels of collaboration in the room. So this is something that's so obvious we don't do it, and where people do practice and where people do rehearse, when they perform, they're very good. So these high-performing teams, these orchestras and Leicester City Football Club did an awful lot of practicing and rehearsal before they performed, and they were very successful. The point about collaboration that you could ask is a successful marriage, is a happy marriage an indicator of good collaboration? Because the measure that I put to people is a score of collaboration is when people can agree things quickly. So agreeing things quickly is a score on collaboration. And if you were to look at some collaborative projects that didn't go quite right, when you kind of investigate them, you would see just how long it took for people to agree things. So agreement is slow where there's low collaboration, and agreement is high and quick where there's high collaboration.